Well, good morning. My name is Josh Devine. The name is spelled Josh, last name D-E, capital V as in Victory, I-N-E. I'm the Communications Director for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and I want to join so many in our community who are sending the best of wishes and thoughtful prayers for the Metro Nashville police officer who was injured in all of this. And we certainly, on behalf of our agency, hope the best for a speedy recovery for him. I'll read a brief statement, and then I'd be pleased to take as many questions as I'm able to answer. I hope you'll realize, though, that this is still an ongoing, very fluid situation, so I may not be able to answer all of your questions, but I'll certainly do my best. At the request of 20th District Attorney General Glenn Funk, and per the Memorandum of Understanding between his office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, TBI agents are investigating the circumstances surrounding an officer-involved shooting that occurred on Interstate 440 last night. The preliminary information indicates that the incident is connected to a nearby shooting from Thursday night in which an officer of the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department was shot near his home while off duty. After the off-duty officer was able to notify authorities, additional officers were able to quickly locate the suspect, identified as William Johnson, Jr., date of birth 7/4/1971. Nearby and initiated a chase, which continued onto Interstate 440. During the chase, Johnson reportedly fired several times at responding officers. The department deployed spike strips further down the interstate, which subsequently brought the car to a stop. The situation escalated further and resulted in at least 3 Metro Nashville officers firing their service weapons, striking and killing Johnson on the scene. No other law enforcement officers were injured during this incident. TBI agents and forensic scientists have been working overnight to gather all of the relevant information, evidence, and interviews in this still ongoing investigation. Throughout our process, we'll be sharing those investigative findings with the District Attorney General for his further review and consideration. It is always important to note that the TBI makes no determination whether the officer's actions were justified. That is a decision that rests solely with the District Attorney General. The TBI additionally does not identify the law enforcement officers involved in these types of matters. If we have any further hard and fast facts to share with this case, we'll be sure to do so on our blog at tbinewsroom.com. I'd be happy to take your questions.
Any indication as to why the officer was shot by Johnson in the first place?
Well, and I appreciate the question. The fact of the matter exists that we are limited in our scope of this investigation to the actions that occurred here on Interstate 440. Our involvement in this case does not include the original incident as it stands.
Do you know if the vehicle used belonged to Johnson? Could it have been stolen from somewhere else? Do you have any information about that?
Not at this time, no.
We understand that Officer Osman worked in the evidence facility. Does that is there a connection to why he was shot because of that? Or
we don't know.
Typically, I understand they're not out in the field usually.
We don't know. It would be speculative at best.
Were any Metro police vehicles hit with bullets on the road?
So we have 3 vehicles that we are processing as evidence here on the scene on 440. And 2 of them are Metro police vehicles that we're processing as part of this. The specifics, I just don't know at this point. But to speak to what we're dealing with on the scene right now, because a lot of people want to know, when will 440 be back open, right? So we're hoping, best guess, optimistically, we're hoping right around 8 o'clock to be concluded with our work. The reason being, there is a large volume of ballistics evidence. We would estimate more than 50 rounds that have to be gathered on the interstate. And that means documenting, that means using our scan station equipment, and it is a tight area, very compressed area that our team has been working in overnight. So that is complicating factors for us. Of course, with this rain coming in, that might further delay it. We're committed to working as quickly as we can, but we certainly don't want to rush this, realizing the importance of this investigation.
You said there were 3 vehicles, 2 officers. Was the other one just somebody traveling on 440?
No, the other vehicle would be the subject's vehicle.
Okay. So there are only 2 officers involved in this?
No, there were at least 3 officers fired their service weapons, 2 police vehicles, and then the 3rd vehicle being the subject's vehicle that was stopped with the spike strips.
Are you able to confirm that the suspect did open fire at those police officers there on I-440? Was this a gun exchange or gunfire exchange?
Well, reportedly during the pursuit, the subject did fire upon law enforcement officers, yes.
Okay. Are you guys doing further investigation back behind this? We understand this happened. They picked up, according to Metro Police, they picked up the car along Heights Ferry, then followed the car, then the pursuit happened from I-40 onto I-440. Will you guys be out on I-40 doing any investigation at this point that you know of?
Well, certainly we're going to want to understand the context for the entire set of events, but like I said, the scope of our investigation is really focused on what happened here on 440 to thoroughly document and gather the series of facts as they relate to these Metro Police officers shooting and killing this individual.
So was the TBI not requested to investigate how the Metro Police officer was initially shot as well?
That's correct.
And can you also confirm that the suspect spoke to the officer ahead of time? He said something to him before he shot him in exchange when he was walking.
I don't have information to that extent.
So, Josh, with Ashland City then picking up, just for jurisdiction's sake, I know you're not investigating that, is Ashland City PD or perhaps their local sheriff's office out there picking up that part of the investigation?
I honestly don't know.
Can you tell us anything about Mr. Johnson? Is he from Nashville? Does he have any history that you're aware of?
I'm aware that he does have some degree of a criminal history. Of course, our office would be happy to pull that for you with his name and date of birth a little bit later this morning if you'd like to submit a request.
Is he from Nashville?
I'm unaware right now. I don't know. Anything further? Okay, great. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you coming to this location.
Can you just give me a spelling?